What's up guys, back again with another video. This time we're gonna do a little project on my 78 Shovelhead. So I'll explain kind of what we're gonna do. Steps should be relatively easy, but yeah, let's get into it. All right, so here it is. Obviously a bunch of aftermarket stuff. One of the aftermarket things being the triple trees. They're from Junior Cycle Products in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, paired with the Barney lowers. Front wheel is actually off the old Husqvarna dirt bike. Pretty cool little drum hub. Almost looks like a little K model hub. When I got the trees, the stem was long. So instead of cutting the stem like I should have did, I made a spacer up there. And I'm kind of to the point where it's like, okay, I just want to get rid of that spacer and just have it fit how it's supposed to fit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that. So we're gonna have to take off this top tree. I'm thinking what we can do is we'll be able to take off this top tree and then just make the cut of the stem with everything still bolted on the bike, since the stem does fit into the top tree a little bit. So I should have plenty of room to kind of make that cut. So we'll get it taken apart and see if that is the case. So let's get into it. Okay, so like I kind of mentioned, first step is taking all this stuff off. So got some tools here, and yeah, let's get started here. All right, so all this stuff is loosened up. That obviously goes pretty quick. I've done this a handful of times. So what we'll do, I'll get a moving blanket, put it over the tank, just kind of pop this top clamp and lay it over here, so I don't have to totally disconnect, like throttle cable, brake, all that stuff. It can kind of just stay. I'll probably just take the brake off the handlebars. That way there's no like tension on that. But yeah, should be relatively easy. Okay, so next up is taking the trees, or taking this top clamp off the bike, just kind of laying it back there. So I just got a flathead because there is a little kind of pinch section right here. So just kind of opening that up a little bit, giving myself a little bit of room. I might need a hammer to do this. We'll see. That should come. There we go. Come on, baby. I did feel a little bit of movement. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my bike on the jack just to make sure there shouldn't be an issue with it not being on the jack. And I think part of it is just because the stem just came out, but better safe than sorry. Okay, we are on the jack, so let's kind of resume this here. So now I'm just on the forks. There we go. So I'll just set that right there. Let's see here. So yeah, that shouldn't be an issue like that. So this is what I'm talking about. So I made this spacer, since this sits so far out here. Let me get a closer view for you guys here. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This spacer right here, we made it stepped so it would match the neck cups. I have the neck cups for the steering stop is inside. That's what this is for. It's just, it mounts to your bottom clamp. Your steering stop rides in there. So I basically just want to get rid of this. So as you can see, I have some room to work. So this shouldn't be super difficult, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I might have to take the front end completely off. I might not. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can do. So let's do it. Okay, so I got my measurement made. I started the cut. So I'm gonna be cutting this with a hacksaw. I do have like grinders and stuff like that. Ideally, I would want a bandsaw. I don't have a bandsaw where my bike is right now. I have one at the workshop up in Wisconsin, but I'm in Florida, so I'm doing what I can. This is gonna go good. Just really gonna take it like slow and easy and make sure everything is straight and all that stuff. And yeah, so I'm not gonna bore you guys with a bunch of video of me cutting, but I'll pick back up when I'm done with this. Okay, got it, made the cut. It came out really even, which I'm really excited about. I did, like I said in the beginning, take my time on making sure that first cut and kind of where my line was really straight and even. It's the exact size that the spacer was, which was 5/8. So I just used kind of my digital caliper, measured that out on the stem, marked that, cut that, and yeah, so I gotta kind of clean up the cut. I'll do some filing, make sure the threads are okay, and yeah, put everything back together. So let me do some filing and I'll show you guys what we got. Okay, so here we go. So there we go, we're cut down. So that part, it does need to come up a little bit. As you can see, we're not all the way up in the neck, and then that'll sit in there. And then there's a nice little, these pieces. So it's got a little kind of channel that centers itself and stuff, and then that bolt goes in there. The big challenge that we have to do now is, since we cut 5/8 off, the forks basically need to slide down the trees 5/8 of an inch to make sure that everything's straight and centered and that everything sits flat and not crooked. So luckily I have a jack, so I can jack the bike up. The big thing is, when you jack the bike up, obviously the stem wants to come out of the neck. So what I'll do is we'll use this. We got this, we have this washer, which will be good enough. And then we'll put that, and that'll kind of hold that whole fork in the neck. And then we should be able to tap those down 5/8 of an inch. So it is kind of cool because I do gain some, I gain some length in the front end. Granted, my bike is a little bit like shorter in the front end, and that's kind of like how it looks best. But I think having it a little bit longer will look good too. So we'll see how it turns out. All right, so next thing we'll do, we'll jack the bike up. I got this bolted in here so it's not gonna slide all the way through the neck. I got marks made on the forks just with some Sharpie to basically make it so I can kind of pound it down. It might be a little tricky just because there is some friction with the trees, but we'll see how we can do. Hopefully it works. Fingers crossed. Okay. Perfect. That was pretty easy actually. So we got this all good. What I'll do, we'll lower it down, that way you get pressure back on the wheel. Take all this stuff off, put the top tree on, hopefully it goes on smoothly, and it's kind of a wrap. Okay guys, we are back together. Pull the moving blanket out. So yeah, basically the whole thing was getting rid of that spacer. We got rid of it. Everything fits how it should. The big thing was just making sure that that measurement was precise from the spacer, so that way my forks sit flush with the clamps and all that stuff. I just got to attach the brake lever, and we're good to go. So one more little project wrapped up. I'm one of those guys, I'm sure like the rest of you, I just enjoy kind of tinkering on stuff and modifying stuff and making things better. So yeah. Thanks for watching today. Leave a comment, whatever. I read them all. I like seeing them. It's awesome. And yeah, if you have any requests for upcoming videos, or what I'll do a walkthrough of this and a video of it running, me starting it, kind of that whole deal in a week or two. So until then, see you guys later.